Hello, my dear students. Welcome to chemistry class. In this session, I am going to cover organic neighborhood reactions of class 11th NCERT. Okay. The first reaction is reaction with water. Suppose if you are taking an alkene, alkenes on reaction with water, which rule they will follow on addition of water? They follow Marconi curve addition. Negative part of reagent attacks at less hydrogens containing carbon. So this is a product you can expect. The same what addition of BH3, okay, to the same molecule, you will get terminal alcohols because addition of BH3 follows anti-Markovnikov rule. And this one follows Marconi curve addition. Okay, suppose I am taking a terminal alkyne. Okay, I'm taking a terminal alkyne on reaction with water. So what is a product we can expect there? OH minus attacks at less hydrogens containing carbon. So now tautomeric form of this is going to be a ketone. Here 1,3 proton shift takes place. Okay, what is tautomerism? 1,3 hydrogen shift. So you are getting a final product as ketone, right? Next, on the same compound, if you add BH3, addition of BH3, friends of OH and peroxide. So it follows generally anti-Marconi curve addition. So OH minus will attack at less hydrogens containing carbon only. On isomerization, on 1,3 proton shift. So you are going to get an aldehyde as a final product. Okay. Suppose I am taking an internal alkyne. This one is terminal alkyne. And the first one is internal alkyne, isn't it? Internal alkyne. On internal alkyne, whether you add direct water molecule or you can also add BH3, OH minus and peroxide, you will get only one type of product, that is ketone. Now guys, I am going to conclude this reaction with water. Look at this. The conclusion is addition of water means the reagents used, addition of water. There are different reagents are used for this. Direct water you can use, or you can use oxymercuration and demercuration. Oxymercuration or demercuration. The reagents used in this oxymercuration, mercuric acetate, and demercuration purpose, sodium borohydride, OH minus. Okay. Third one, addition of BH3 also, or addition of diborin in the presence of peroxide. So they all gives final product as water addition product only. Remember this. Okay. Here the first two will follow. The first two will follow Marconi curve addition, and the last one will follow anti-Marconi curve. Okay. And what is another important point in this? Look at this. If it is a terminal alkyne, addition of water gives ketone. Addition of BH3 giving us aldehyde. Remember. If it is an internal alkyne, whether it is addition of water or diborin addition, you always get a ketone as a major product. Okay. Next, I am moving to the another concept, decarboxylation reaction. So what is here mean by decarboxylation? Decarboxylation means removal of carbon dioxide group from the given compound. So here in this, sodium salt of carboxylic acids involves sodium salts of carboxylic acids. Let's take one such example. This is sodium salt of carboxylic acid. on reaction with sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. And we have a specific name for this composition, that is called soda lime. Soda lime is a reagent used for decarboxylation. Okay, so on removal of carbon dioxide, you are going to get methane plus byproducts are Na2CO3. Okay, guys. In this decarboxylation, when you have different compounds are given, order of decarboxylation. The first one, beta keto carboxylic acids readily undergo decarboxylation. Then electron withdrawing group attached carboxylic acids will undergo decarboxylation. After that, normal carboxylic acids. So let's see what it is. Okay, guys, listen. First, beta keto carboxylic acids will readily undergo. So now let's take one such kind of example. At beta position, you need to have a keto group. Why they readily undergo? What is the reason for this? So this is alpha position, this is beta position. The first step happens like this. Here CC bond breakdowns. Then you are going to get here CH2 minus. And carbon dioxide is gone. CO2, this carbon and 2 oxygens. So here carbon dioxide is gone. Now what is the upcoming product? Okay. Carbonyl adjacent CH2 in it. So enolate formation readily takes place here. O minus double bond CH2. Enolate ion formation takes place. So this is a more stable one. Okay. What is the second one? The second one given is electron withdrawing group containing. Suppose I have a compound like this, NO2 and C double bond O minus and Na plus. On removal of carbon dioxide, what I am going to get? CH2 minus and NO2. This carbanion is stabilized by electron withdrawing group. So the upcoming product is stable here. In the third one, this is a regular case, simple carboxylic acids. So what is the order of decarboxylation? This is the order. First beta keto carboxylic acids, then electron withdrawing group containing, then normal carboxylic acids. In decarboxylation, if you are starting with 2 carbons and 1 carbon is only appeared as a main product. Okay, that means carbon number decreases by 1. N number of carbons, if you start, you will get N minus 1C only. Okay. Suppose if I have a compound like this, on decarboxylation, which reagent we have to use? Soda lime. What I am getting? Methane as a major product. Byproduct is sodium carbonate. This is a common byproduct in all the cases. Suppose if I have a compound like this on soda lime, what is the product? Here how many carbons? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 means you will get only 3 now. Propane plus sodium carbonate like this. Okay. So you need to, the most important thing in this is this order of decarboxylation. Okay. Next concept will move. Kolb's electrolysis. So what is Kolb's electrolysis? Here also sodium salt of carboxylic acids involves in this. On hydrolysis, this also I am taking 2 moles. On electrolysis, you will get ethane plus 2 moles of carbon dioxide, hydrogen gas, plus 2 moles of sodium hydroxide. So this is a balanced equation. In this, how it actually takes place, let's see. CH3COONA, right? Sodium salt of carboxylic acids on reaction with water. So water I am writing like this. A new CC bond formation takes place in these reactions. On electrolysis, what happens? Let's see that. Okay, look at this, guys. 2 moles of sodium hydroxide is going away. And these two get connect. Now, what is the product here? You can write here CH3. A new carbon-carbon bond is formed, isn't it? And in the middle, what is the product? 2 moles of carbon dioxide. And on this side, sodium hydroxide, 2 moles. And this one hydrogen. Total it is 1 mole of hydrogen molecule. And the products formed here are at cathode and anode you have to represent. That is also important. Your main product ethane, this is a new CC bond formed between these two, right? I'll remove that bond. Okay, these first two products formed at anode and the remaining two are formed at cathode. So this is important, guys. Which products are forming at anode, which products are forming at cathode. In this method, in this Kolb's electrolysis method, methane CH4 cannot be prepared by this method. Because you are always getting, if you start with one methyl containing, you are getting 2. So simplest hydrocarbon CH4 cannot be prepared by this method. But by using this method, you can prepare alkanes, and alkynes can be prepared. You can prepare all of them, alkanes, alkynes. If there is an already existing bond, suppose like this, CH, C double bond ONE. On reaction with water. What happened, guys, in this case? Okay, same thing happens. These two get connects. Sodium hydroxide is removed from this. Okay, so what happens now? CH2. Earlier, there is no bond between these two and one CC bond is formed. Okay, here now existing one bond already there. So the other bond is forming. Ethylene, you are getting ethylene. So alkene is created or not? Earlier it is an alkane. Now it is alkene. And byproducts are common here. Byproducts are common. Okay. Next, we'll move to Woods reaction. So what is Woods reaction? Woods reaction is for alkyl halides on reaction with sodium in the presence of dry ether converts to R and R. That means an alkanes are forming and byproduct is sodium halides. So now what is this reaction? How it takes place? Let's see. This alkyl halide, 2 moles involves in this reaction. Generally, they won't mention how many number of moles are involving here. Rx, if sodium is coming, it is Woods reaction only, no doubt about it. Okay. So 2 moles of sodium halide is eliminated. So this R and R get connect. You are getting a new CC bond and 2 moles of sodium halide. Okay. Suppose if I'll start with methyl chloride on reaction with sodium. 2 moles of methyl chloride I am taking. What is the product? Ethane product you are getting. So the problem with this reaction is you always get only even number of carbons. Even number of carbons only you will get. If you want to get odd number of carbons, you have to introduce two different alkyl halides. Suppose I'm taking two different alkyl halides. So here is the question, important one. When two different alkyl halides on reaction with sodium C2H5 I'm taking, how many different products are possible? Presence of dry ether. You can expect 4 different products, guys. So what are the 4 different products I am writing here? See, if this alone, the first one alone involves in Wood's reaction, what is the product you can guess? CH3, CH3, first one. If second one alone, ethyl halide involves, you will get C4H10. Okay. How many different products you can expect, guys, here? I think only 3. Okay. 3 products you can expect. Sorry. Next, the third one. If both these involves like CH3Cl and sodium, this is C2H5. So CH3 and C2H5 are connecting, right? So you will get C3H8. So how many different products you are getting as? 3 different products are possible in this type of reaction. So when you have 2 different alkyl halides are present in Wood's reaction, you will get 3 different products. This is about Wood's reaction. Here, along with the even number of carbons, you are also getting odd number of carbons. Okay. Next one, alkyl halides. So what is this alkyl halides? First, we'll do its preparation method on reaction with HBr from propene, where your Br minus will attack. According to Markovnikov's, it will attack at less hydrogens containing carbon atoms, hydrogen atoms. So this is your 2-bromopropane. Same HBr addition in the presence of peroxide. Which rule they will follow? Anti-Markovnikov rule. So Br will attack at the terminal carbon. So this is the preparation method. And in the properties, first I will discuss about dehalogenation. Dehalogenation means removal of X2. Okay. The reagent used for this is zinc. Okay. So if you use zinc, what happens? Let's see. Suppose CH2 is there. One bromine here, one bromine here. So which type of compound it is called? If bromines are attached at 1, 2 position, we call them as vicinal dihalides. If they are at 1, 1 position, we call it as Zem dihalides. Okay. So on reaction with zinc, so zinc will converting into ZnBr2. That means 2 bromines will be taken out by zinc. So now you have a single bond here. That single bond becomes double bond now, and the byproduct is ZnBr2. Okay. What is the next one? Dehydrohalogenation. Dehydrohalogenation means minus HX, and the reagent used in this is alcoholic potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide. Alcoholic. Okay. We can take one example, CH3 CH2 Cl on reaction with alcoholic KOH. What happens, guys? Say this is alpha position, this is beta position. From alpha position chlorine, from beta position hydrogen. So it is also comes under beta elimination reaction. Also comes under beta elimination reactions. So minus HCl if I am removing out, what is the product now? CH2 double bond CH2. Minus HCl is removed? Yes, right. Next one. Alkynes. Alkynes on reaction with the palladium carbon. This is Pelleted charcoal, it is also called as, this carbon is also called as irradiated charcoal, this carbon. Okay, sometimes they will also use palladium barium sulfate, palladium barium sulfate. So here the name of this catalyst is Lindlar's catalyst, Lindlar's catalyst. So when alkynes on reaction with palladium barium sulfate, addition of hydrogens to this alkynes, you will get cis alkenes or dash. Both the alkyl groups are same side. Hydrogen, hydrogen are also same side. So what you can expect here, both the hydrogens are same side, right? So it is a cis alkene. Okay. Next, sodium in liquid ammonia. This is called Birch reduction. Birch reduction or Birch reagent. Sodium in liquid ammonia. You will get here trans alkenes. You look at this, hydrogens were opposite. So you are getting a trans alkene. So here two cases. One is with the Lindlar's catalyst, alkynes are converting into alkenes. With the Birch catalyst, alkynes are converting into trans alkenes. Okay, cis alkenes and trans alkenes. Cis you will get by Lindlar's, trans you will get it by Birch reduction. Okay, next one is ozonolysis. So this is very, very important, guys and girls, listen carefully. So here ozone on reaction with alkenes, the first example I am taking, reaction with the alkenes, what happens? CH2 this is how it forms first of all, then it rearranges converting into ozonide, this is intermediate, and this 5-membered cyclic ring is really unstable on hydrolysis of this compound. Let's see hereafter important concept will arise. This is how it will break the molecule symmetrically. Now on breaking this side, what is the product you are getting? CH2, right? And what about this side? That side also CH2. And this oxygen is left. This oxygen is mixed with water. This is hydrolysis I am doing, right? So that converts into H2O becomes H2O2. Plus, what are the products formed here? 2 moles of formaldehyde. Okay. Now this is actually what happens. Formaldehyde, it will stop here. This peroxide formed in this reaction acts as oxidizing agent. So the reaction will not stop here. This aldehyde further oxidizes with the peroxide H2O2. Okay, that aldehyde also converts to acid. So earlier you have 2 moles of formaldehyde, now 2 moles of formic acid. It will stop. If you want to stop this oxidation step, you have to eliminate peroxide from the reaction. So how to eliminate peroxide from the reaction? H2O2 on reaction with zinc converts to zinc oxide and water. That means the reaction will stop at aldehyde composition only. Reaction will stop here. Okay, if you eliminate peroxide. Okay, this is the best way of eliminating peroxide from the reaction mixture. If peroxide is allowed to react with this aldehyde, you will end up with an acid. So further oxidation is taking place here. Okay, next another example I am taking to understand it better. Suppose now I am taking an alkyne CH3 C triple bond CH on reaction with ozone. What is the first step? Okay, ozonide formation takes place first thing. So directly I will write ozonide. This is the intermediate ozonide is forming. In this, listen guys and girls carefully. Now I am doing hydrolysis. Hydrolysis will break this, okay? This oxygen will go and attach with water and it forms hydrogen peroxide, first thing, okay? Here also the bond will break. So what is the product on this side? CH3, C double bond O, this oxygen I am writing, this oxygen. And one CC bond is already there. This is not going to break. In the first step, it will not going to break. So C double bond O, CH3 is forming now. C double bond O, OH. This is CH2O. One second. Just give me a moment. C double bond OH only. This is not CH3, right? So I'll take only hydrogen here. So this is where it will should stop actually. If there is peroxide present in this, if hydrogen peroxide is allowed to react with this aldehyde products and this product now. What happens guys? Here this CC bond will break down completely. Here one OH, here one OH will add. So what is the product you can expect now? CH3 COOH is one product. And what is the other one? HCOOH is the another product. So it is completely converting into acids. If you remove this peroxide, what happens guys? Your reaction will stop here only. Okay, if you remove this peroxide. So how to remove that product? Reaction with zinc. So what is the product you can expect now? Zinc oxide and water molecule. Peroxide, active peroxide is removed from the reaction. So you will get this as a final product. Okay. Now in this, I'll give you some simple tricks. Okay. Listen to the trick. If aldehydes are given to any alkene is given to you, the equation is like this: ozone on reaction with water. So break the double bond, add oxygen on both the sides. So guys, what is the product you can expect in that case? On allowed reaction with water, formaldehyde is a final product. Formic acid you are getting, right? So what is the product you can have here? HCOOH. Because further oxidation is taking place, 2 moles. If same reaction is given, ozone on reaction with water, but in the presence of zinc, what is the final product you will get? Formaldehyde. Okay. Next question. So this is the first trick. Second one is, you have given an alkyne. Okay, an alkyne is given. The first one is ozone reaction with water in the presence of zinc. So what is happening now? Reaction is stopping at some point, right? So you'll get only aldehydes, isn't it? You'll get only aldehydes. So this is a product you will get, this type of products without breaking of CC bond. So you will get C double bond O, C double bond OH. If the same reaction with water and ozone, there is no zinc in it. So further oxidation is taking place, right? So you will get 2 moles of acetic acid, formic acid, 2 moles of formic acid you are going to get. So this further bond breaking is also takes place if there is no zinc in it. So this is a very simple trick. So break the double bond, add oxygen on both sides if there is zinc. If zinc is not there, add 2 times oxygen. You will get formic acid. Okay. Next one, benzene. So in benzene, halogenation reaction we are going to discuss. Halogenation, what are the reagents used in halogenation? Okay, any halogen, mostly chlorine, bromine, in the presence of AlCl3. So here, this halogen I will take chlorine. Okay, what is the electrophile created in this Cl plus is the electrophile. So benzene in the presence of chlorine, AlCl3, it will give you chlorobenzene. What is the name of this? Chlorobenzene. Here, one of the proton, H plus, is replaced by Cl plus. So, this halogenation of benzene is a type of electrophilic substitution reaction, aromatic. Okay, aromatic electrophilic substitution type of reaction. In this type of examples, the important point is what is the electrophile formed in this and what is the function of AlCl3. AlCl3 acts as a Lewis acid here. It helps in electrophile formation. Next one, nitration. And the reagent used in this nitration is nitration of benzene I'm talking about. Okay, concentrated HNO3 and sulfuric acid H2SO4. And the temperature maintained in this reaction is 323 to 333 kelvins. And the electrophile formed in this reaction is NO2 plus. Very important, guys. Okay. So when benzene ring on nitration, you will get what are the reagent, guys? Here you have to write the reagents. Electrophile is NO2 plus is electrophile, and concentrated HNO3 and H2SO4 are the reagents. You will get nitrobenzene. So here one electrophile is replaced by another electrophile. It is also electrophilic substitution type of reaction. Here the important point is here HNO3 acts as base because in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, it is the strongest acid. So that's what HNO3 is forced to act as base. This is important. And the electrophile is NO2 plus, nitronium ion. What is the name of this? Nitronium ion. Next one, sulfonation. What is sulfonation? In this reagent used is oleum, or they also use 2 moles of sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Oleum means H2S2O7. And the most important thing in this is electrophile created is SO3, but not SO3H plus. So most common mistakes student will commit here. It is a neutral electrophile. Neutral electrophile. There is no charge on it. SO3 is the electrophile in sulfonation. Remember. So most of you will feel that SO3H is the electrophile in H2S2O7 is the reagent used here. So and the product formed in this is benzene sulfonic acid. Okay, SO3H. Next, Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Alkylation means R groups you have to take. In this benzene, okay, on reaction with methyl halide I am taking, or RCl in the presence of Lewis acid, the electrophile formed which is attached to the chlorine. What is which is attached here? CH3 plus is attached to chlorine. So chlorine first lone pair donates to aluminum because it acts as a Lewis acid, AlCl3. So Cl minus is gone. So CH3 plus is left. And that is your electrophile in alkylation. This electrophile replaces one H plus from benzene ring. You will get methyl benzene. Okay. So it is also a type of electrophilic substitution reaction. So in this reaction, suppose if I'll start with propyl chloride, okay, in the presence of AlCl3, okay, you will not get this product. This is not the product. But the product formed is a more stable intermediate. So what is the electrophile formed in this is, okay, this secondary carbocation is electrophile. After removal of chlorine here, in this case, on reaction with AlCl3, you will get this kind of electrophile. But it is a primary carbocation unstable. So hydride ion shift takes place. You will get a secondary carbocation. So this is the electrophile formed in this. Okay, that only attaches at benzene ring. So this is a product formed. Isopropyl benzene. It is also called as cumene. Isopropyl benzene is also called as cumene. Next example, Friedel-Crafts acylation. For acylation, we will take, for acylation purpose, we will take acetyl chloride, the simplest one, CH3C11Cl, in the presence of again AlCl3. Here, the electrophile formed is CH3C double bond O plus. This is the electrophile formed in acylation reaction. This electrophile, okay, is replaces one of the proton in this Friedel-Crafts acylation. So you are going to get C double bond O CH3 and the byproduct is HCl. Here the product formed is called acetophenone. Acetophenone. You can also create some other electrophilic substituted products in acylation. You can take anything. Okay, instead of methyl, you can take isopropyl also you can take. So what are the product you can expect now? C double bond O isopropyl group and byproduct is HCl. So this is Friedel-Crafts acylation. In all these cases, intermediate is most important. Electrophile. Electrophile is most important. And one of the frequently asking one is this sulfonation electrophile is SO3. SO3 is the electrophile in sulfonation reaction. Don't forget this. Okay. Next one is some miscellaneous reactions. About benzene only, I'm going to discuss. Benzene on reaction with, okay, 6 moles of chlorine in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3. And the conditions maintained are dark and cold conditions. Okay. Next one, same benzene on reaction with 3 moles of chlorine in the presence of UV light at 500 Kelvin. That means a little high temperatures. Same benzene on reaction with hydrogen in the presence of nickel catalyst. So what are the products formed? Different products formed. Let's see that. So when benzene reacts with the 6 moles of chlorine, it will give you, one second. Hexachlorobenzene, 6 chlorines here. All the hydrogens are replaced by chlorines. and the byproduct formed is 6 moles of HCl. What is the name of this? Hexachlorobenzene. Okay. Next, chlorine on reaction with, okay, in the presence of sunlight, benzene on reaction with chlorine in the presence of sunlight, you will get benzene hexachloride. So 6 chlorines on this ring. This is called benzene hexachloride. BHC short form, benzene hexachloride. It is also called as gamoxane. It is a powerful insecticide. And which isomer of this BHC is more powerful? If they will ask, it is gamma isomer, gamoxane. Okay, benzene again on reaction with hydrogen, all double bonds get hydrogenated by this, so we'll get cyclohexane. Okay, thank you all of you. Thank you for listening. Now try to complete this conversion. This is there in your textbooks. Okay, ethanoic acid to benzene. So if you solve this question, so whatever the concepts we have discussed so far, they are all going to covered in this conversion. Ethanoic acid to benzene. Please try to do this. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you and all the best. I'm signing off. Thank you, guys.